Hey guys, Mark Mendez here with Tie the Tie, helping the youth Tie to get his life lessons. We've got people in the theater right now watching the movie. Great turnout for our meet and greet, introducing the community what we're trying to accomplish here with the Tie nonprofit. Great turnout for us. Very excited to give a little message to the youth today. If one kid would have showed up today and they got their lives changed, then we would have did our job. It's all about planting that seed. So please pay attention to our website, any future events coming up. We're trying to help and give back to the community for young people. Thank you so much for your support, and see you at the next event. If you don't know me, I'm about mentorship. I'm about giving positive ideas. So I kind of have a little bit of a message. I believe a lot of the young people in here are in a transition in their life. All right. You're always transitioning from one. A lot of y'all may be going from middle school to high school. Some of y'all may be going from elementary to elementary. Whatever it is, you're transitioning. I know I got a young man in here going from high school to college. So there's a transition that you stay in your lives, and adults, you can take a message from this as well. But I just kind of want to talk about, the definition of transition is moving from one place to another. In 1 Kings in the Bible, there's a story about Elijah, Elisha, and how God moves him and takes him from place to place to place. What that means is you are going to always be evolving. You should always be trying to evolve. Even if you're staying in elementary school or middle school, you're not really changing from middle school to high school, etc. You're still going from one grade to another. Your year is over, all right? It's part of the reason we want to do this during the summer. Okay, it's a time for you to grow, reflect, and appreciate what you've gone through, but also a time to understand that whatever is coming next is new. All right, and trusting and leaning in your faith. I'm very faith-based. Part of something that I want to include in what I'm doing, because the only thing that saved me from the things that I've been going through or have gone through in my life is my faith. All right, I don't want to get off. I actually brought some cards, because I want to make sure I stay on topic. But parents, it's important for you guys are obviously a voice in their everyday lives, but sometimes you may not be the voice that they're listening to the most. I'm sure some of y'all I see some people nodding their heads, very parents. So we want to be that type of bridge to the community of parents, whether you're a single household, dual parenting household, married, divorced, it doesn't matter. We want to be able to be that bridge that can help support that, and sometimes just be a different positive influence and voice in their lives. So that's the whole point of Tie the Tie. The name Tie the Tie, if you don't know where it came from, when I started this program at Jordan, the very first lesson I taught them was how to tie a tie. I feel like every young man should know how to tie a tie. I didn't know really how to tie a tie when I grew up. My coach used to teach me, and I just left it on the thing and have to wear it every week for game days. So the life lessons that we can teach young men about things like tying a tie, credit, real estate. I do real estate full time, so if you need to buy a house, FYI, but teaching them about the things that can, what cost of living looks like, what everyday world problems. How many of y'all learned about credit in school? I learned credit from my mama, and her credit was terrible. I'm just kidding, her credit is amazing. She about to say, you didn't learn that from me. But we're not taught those life lessons that allow us to progress and into the world at our age. Once you get 18, you in the real world. All right, I got a godson that's going to college that just graduated. Elijah just graduated. When you get into the world, you sometimes don't feel like you're prepared. So Elijah had a process and a transition. He was given no warning, but he was promised something by God. He was promised that he'd be fed twice a day. He would be fed twice a day by ravens. All right, and I don't know if you know anything about ravens, but those are like the dirtiest, ugliest birds around. All right, a little less, they're a little, I guess, higher than vultures, but he had to trust that he was going to get fed by ravens twice a day. No matter where God moved him, wherever transition he was, he had to trust that, and God fulfilled that. So the good news is, I heard this the other day, the good news is things never stay the same. The bad news is that things never stay the same. All right? Whatever point you're at in your life, you have to understand that it will change. So I used to tell my student athletes, never get too high, never get too low. Try to stay as even keel as you can be, because it will get worse and it will get better. All right, how you handle that process. Many of you in here know me, know a little bit about my story. About what I've been through the past 2 years. It's been very, very tough for me. But I never lost my faith. I never lost my faith. I never questioned God. I was never mad at God. But I did have to dissect and figure out why I was put in that situation. And that was a transition in my life that God said, in order to go where you're going, you have to get out of these ways, these things that you're doing, the situations that you're putting yourself in. So I caution you young people, be very wary of the situations you're putting yourself in. All right, you represent your family, your mothers, your fathers. You represent your brothers, your sisters at all times. All right, just be careful of the situations you put yourself in and the people that you trust. Because going through what I went through, my circle shrunk big time. I mean, if you know Big Mark, if you know me, if you needed something, I gave it to you. From my heart, financially, I poured it out. If you needed it, people just assumed that I got it. And even if I didn't have it, you would get it. It was those same people that turned on me. It was those same people that judged me. It was those same people that talked about me behind my back. The people that I fed, literally and figuratively, buying groceries for a month, keeping their lights on because they needed help. It was those same people. So who you decide to surround yourself with and put yourself around, just be careful, because when, excuse my language, stuff hits, well, I'm glad I didn't say it. When stuff hits the fan, you'll find out who your real people are and your real circle is, and this is part of my new circle. So that's all I got right now, guys. I just want to thank y'all again for coming. The movie should be starting here in 3 minutes. Thank y'all so much.
I think Tie the Tie is a great experience for young kids to come out and get some experience from older men and learn how to grow from that.
I thought Tie to Tie was a really good experience.
I think it's a good organization and helps a lot of young men.
I want to say thank you for the invite to the event. I thought Tie to Tie is a very good experience. It's also a good organization, a good idea for mentorship. Very proud of the guys. Very happy for the turnout, and I think this will positively impact a lot of people out there, so keep it up.
And to see a program like this, especially being a single parent, having that mentorship outside of parenting and family to be able to help kiddos, and it was a good introduction for us, so I'm excited.